Take two. Hello, anybody out there? Everybody out there? This is Susan DeVriend, and I'm just waiting for my co-hostess to join me on this live. We're doing a little experiment, so she should have gotten a message by now. Today it's the Nat and Susan show. I'm just waiting, I'm waiting, and there she is. Oh, nay. Sorry. Hi, Meta. I'm waiting for my co-hostess, but once I see that she jumps on, I will bring her in, and we will do this Nat and Susan show. We decided to do it from our respective locations. So, Natasha, wave to me when you jump on. Okay, there you are. There you are. So, I'm bringing you on. Thanks, Meta. And here is Natasha. Are you with me? This could be a little folly. I'm outside in front of my house. Yo! And, oh, connection failed. I may have to go closer to Wi-Fi to be able to do this. So bear with us, everybody. This just takes a little time to understand. It's always interesting. But before I leave that lovely spot, I was going to show everybody that I was reporting live from the old border of the Roman Empire, which happens to be at the end of my street. All right. Is it working yet?
Yes.
Here
Yes.
she is.
It took a while.
Well, you know how these things work, right?
Yeah, with us especially, right?
Right. Well, of course, every
there's
single
always,
time.
yeah, there's always something on, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I see that Mette
So we're gonna roll
Roestart
with
is
it.
speaking. Great.
So this is a little different for us because we're not standing next to each other in the same city. So I'm reporting live from Vlota, the Netherlands, here close to the old Roman Empire border. And Natasha, where are you reporting from?
Well, from Amsterdam, where I'm living, and I'm at the moment I'm at the co-working space, where I am every Tuesday. I'm a coaching residence there. It's a really cute, nice place. So yeah, that's where I am, and I'm at the wonderful, very idyllic, epic parking place. It's really amazing. I'm just gonna show you where I am. It's actually amazing, very inspiring. But you know, there's always some greenery somewhere, so I found it.
Did you? Oh, awesome! I see it now. Well, fantastic. I'm gonna go onto a park bench, so I'm just sitting still for a little bit. So the sun is so bright today here in the Netherlands.
Yes, I think summer is starting. Summer is starting.
I don't know if I want to sit here. There's some nasty stuff there. Okay. Oh, people in park benches. Not good. I'm gonna move along. So hey, we have a topic for today, and it's courage.
Courage. Yes.
Courage.
Courage.
As the French would say. So let's talk a little bit about the word, a little background on it. I saw a post. Hopefully everybody can hear me because all of a sudden the wind kicked up. I saw a post by Brene Brown about 2 months ago about the word courage, and the old Latin root of courage, cor, actually means heart. And courage means to speak from one's heart. So I find that profoundly telling, that to be vulnerable and to speak from your heart takes courage. And that's kind of what we want to talk about. Not necessarily that definition, but just what it takes to be courageous. And what do you think about courage for yourself, Natasha? What comes up for you with that?
Well, what comes up for me is that it's really about following your heart, like you just said, like courage, cœur, isn't it? The cœur.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's very much about following your heart, despite any fear you have, or knowing the risks, or not knowing where it's going to end up or what it's going to be like.
Right.
Um, yeah, that for me is courage. Having the courage, having the big urge, a big urge that you have to do something, although it might not be, might not look wise or smart or easy. And
Yeah.
especially also sometimes you have people around you saying, "Oh, don't do that. That's not for you. You won't make it. It's not your style, whatever." And then doing it anyway.
Yeah.
That's for me is courage. And also, I think it's very courageous to ask for help. I think that's very
Yes.
courageous. I mean, uh, it's not a thing we often do easily. Especially I know the women I know, including myself, it can be very hard to ask for help because we think we have to do it on our own. We're very strong women and we should be able to do this on our own, and
Yeah.
not showing that we actually don't know exactly how to do it and we actually need help. So I think that's
E-
very courageous.
Exactly. And sometimes we overdo things and try to perfect them to make them look like we know what we're doing. And actually, when you can't, say, hey, I need help, that's also courageous, like you said. It takes
Yeah.
courage, a sense of humility. I'm walking through my neighborhood now. I'm wondering if my neighbors are going to come out. But the wind is a little colder than the sun. The sun's not at full speed. And also, here comes my mail lady. This is going to be interesting. Anyway, whatever. She can join in, right, everybody?
Yeah.
She's a very friendly lady. I'm going to
Ah,
just sit
yes.
here in the front of my house.
Yeah, Stanislava, thank you for being here. She says, yes, it takes strength to be vulnerable. Yes, indeed, it does.
So much so.
Um, yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can do with help from others or some support. I think that's also very important, right, in our life to have support, to uh, to do things, to dare to do things, to have the courage to do things. And sometimes you can do it parts of it on your own, and sometimes you need the help of someone else.
I'm like
So
situating here. Sorry, everybody. Okay,
yeah.
there we go.
So yeah, and you know what is very courageous as well, to my opinion.
Yes.
Um, Especially courageous for me is when people are willing and are daring to look at themselves. I think that's really courageous. To really look inside and see what you're struggling with, what you're feeling actually, what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just saying hi to all your neighbors there, right?
Just got some
So,
mail delivered.
oh,
Anyway,
cool. That's real life.
the
Yeah, so
lottery.
yeah, so for me, so wow, nice, finally. Finally, ship with gold is coming in. No, so that's really courageous for me when people are daring to look inside to see whatever they feel, what's coming up, what difficult feelings are rising, also the dark sides of ourselves, like
Mm,
jealousy, anger, irritation,
yeah.
and just being with it. I think that's so courageous. And um, I actually see now a lot of people more and more are really working on themselves and wanting to grow and daring to take courageous steps and to look inside and to be with whatever there is. That's for me really courageous.
Because when you start going down the path of um, building up self-awareness, you're going to bump up to things that you wish you had never done. There's this investigating your dark side, so to speak, your shadow, or whatever words people like to say, is courageous because you're actually saying, I want to be better. I want to make a step better in life. And when you do that, especially if you're a parent, you're showing a model of something. You're giving that to your kids, saying, "I'm courageous. I can see where I went wrong. I want to do better."
Yeah, and sometimes maybe not even being better, but being aware of
Yeah.
it is already like a thing. Being aware of it and being
Yeah.
with it.
And well, I guess maybe what I was trying to say is doing better. When we know better, we do
Yeah,
better. The Maya
yeah,
Angelou
yeah,
sentence.
yeah, definitely.
But I think some people think courage is a certain thing, like running into a burning building and doing these one-off things. And I think what we're saying is being vulnerable and showing your true self, really letting who you are in that moment shine through, and not having all the answers, knowing when to ask for help. All these things that you have just said.
It's
Yeah, and not
different
having
not
all
to
the
be in the same space.
yes, it is different. It's different, but indeed, like you said, like not knowing the answers and still doing it, like
Yeah,
knowing there's no control because actually we don't have control on things on our lives, right? We can
no,
influence some things, but that you know that you don't know what the outcome is going to be. You don't have any securities,
right.
and just following your heart and yeah, following your heart and just doing it because you feel it feels good. You just know this is really something I have to do, and then
Yep.
facing all the emotions and trouble, risks, and also jewels along the way.
And the duels? Yes.
I mean the
Du-
jewels, like
oh,
diamonds,
duels. Like,
diamonds. Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, duels? What are we
Jewels,
talking
nice.
about? I'm God!
well, well, jewels are also part of it sometimes, right? Like you have this discussion with
Which
people.
word are you saying? I don't even understand what you said. Okay.
I'm Dutch. Sorry, I'm Dutch. So, Susan,
Duels or duels?
what comes up for me is when were you courageous? When was the time you were very courageous? And maybe that your whole surrounding was saying, "No, Susan, don't do it."
Oh,
You
wow.
did it
This is a
anyway.
powerful question. Oh, I mean, the easiest one for me to go to is when I moved here. And I didn't move here to be in the Netherlands. I moved here to be with someone who is now my husband, but we did not know each other very well. I mean, I had met him, and 5 days later, we fell in love, and it was like this whole whirlwind romance story kind of thing. And I know there's a lot of women out there that I've met here that have similar stories, but it's very scary in this, there were no guarantees. Would I ever learn Dutch? Would I be able to make a life here? Um, I just took a leap of faith and followed my heart. So that's the last time like if you're talking about monumental. But I also believe in we could have that every day. We don't have to have that every once in a while. That's just when we feel it more, right? Like I've got to do this thing, my whole body radiating, saying yes, get on the plane and move to the Netherlands. I mean, that's a huge example.
Yeah.
Um, and maybe a little less of an example is taking a step towards this career of being a coach. I had no idea what it was like. And the title, life coach, people are like, what are you going to teach me about my life? That's very now more and more people are getting more educated about what a coach is. But yeah, that was like a big step. I'd love to hear your answer on that question. When's the last time or where in your life have you seen that you've taken a courageous step towards what
I
you
was
want?
waiting for this question. I was like, "Oh my God, what
Well,
am I
it's
going to
your
say?"
question.
Yeah, I know. You always get it back, right?
Yeah.
Um, well, I think, well, there, not to patch on my shoulders or anything, or to say I'm wonderful, but I've done a lot of courageous stuff in the last few years, I think, and that's because I dared to really look inside and to listen to my heart more and let my brain do his own thing, but also connecting with my body. So I think one of the most courageous things was really to start my own business. I think that was one of the major ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
The best decision ever. I'm so
Yeah.
happy with the freedom I have and being able to do what I do now, and also having the freedom to choose with whom I want to cooperate.
Yes.
Susan, more of course, but Susan, surely you're one of them as you see in this Susan and Nat show.
Yeah. Right back
Ooh,
at you.
love. So I think that was one of the most courageous things because I let go of a lot of securities, and it was really time to show up, get
Yeah.
my ass on the podium, and go and do it. So I think that was one of the most courageous things ever. Yeah.
Because there are a lot of unknowns to jumping in and having a business and so much. So who's on with us? Oh, Willem's here.
Cool. And
Who else?
Stanislava, she's really saying wonderful things. Courage is seeing the truth of your moment and being with it, even if it's difficult and painful.
Yeah.
a wonderful way
That's what I
to.
want. I wanted to throw out a question to the audience, but that's amazing.
Yeah,
She
it's
just
amazing. And I
so
can't really see who is here at the moment. I see many names. I see Ellen. I see Leonie, Joan, but I'm
Stasha.
not. And Jeff, wonderful from the States. Um, he was, by the way, Jeffrey. If you're still watching, you are one of my examples. I learned so much from you.
Jeff.
Um, but I'm
Okay,
not sure
great.
who is with us now. So wonderful, yeah.
Well,
So I think I've said everything I wanted to say about this subject. I
yeah, I
do.
don't even know how long we've been going. I don't have a clock in front of me.
A
I do
long
want to
time.
give one. I'd like to give one tip
Go,
for
go,
people
go.
who are kind of they want to do something courageous. They want to speak from their heart. They want to follow their heart. Um, and you're not sure, get with a friend and find some support. Find those people like Nat and I have. We do this together, but we don't we don't know if these things are landing. We just do it because we are supporting each other. But it's important to find support and people who want to do things that are similar or in the same situation as you and can see have the best intentions for you,
Yeah.
who aren't gonna. So loved ones are great, but maybe people who are a little away from your loved ones, because sometimes they get in front of us and say, no, are you sure you want to do that? So support is important. Find a tribe, a circle of women. That's my tip. Do you have a tip on this, Natasha?
Well, funny, I just
Yeah.
wrote a blog on this, and not on courage, but especially on this, on finding the right support.
Yep.
Surrounding yourself with people that really feed you and you can feed them. It's like mutual. What we both really like, Susan, it's our mission, I think, in life,
Yes.
is to really tap into your body, because your body has so much wisdom and it's really so helpful. All your answers are inside about what you want, what you need, what you long for, and all the resources you have. So
Yeah.
tap into your intuition and your heart, doesn't matter how you call it, and
Right.
go and find silence, go and find nature, and go and find rest. And then in this silence, you will hear the answers you need, and you will hear also the answers you need to help you have courage and knowing whether that's a good decision for you or not. So I think that would be my tip.
Fantastic. So, and we're here for you. So if you have something in
Yes.
your heart that you want to share with us, go ahead and put it in the comments or reach out to either one of us. We're here to support you in following your heart and your dreams. We both have businesses very similar, and we help people, women, tap into what they want in life by listening to their hearts.
Exactly.
I really have no idea how long we've gone, but I hope everybody enjoyed our broadcast.
I had fun.
I had, yeah, we had great time.
We always do. Less giggles this time, but I
Yes.
always feel such a great connection, and I want to wish everyone looking now or in the replay, I wish them a wonderful day with a lot
Yes.
of clarity and a lot of courage.
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 Courage. All right. Have a wonderful day in Amsterdam, and to everybody else, we'll see you the next time.
Yes, you'll have
Bye.
fun in Epic Floater, right?
Yeah, the epic flip.
Bye. Bye,
Bye.
everyone. Bye, Stanislava. Bye.
Bye.